New, local, unique with Austin Reed. Connect with Austin on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Follow, like, share at Austin Reed On Air.
I am super excited for my guests today. Joining us in our studio is Joshua and Rod from CF Vests Worldwide. As many of you know, I've got cystic fibrosis, so this is a cause that's very close to my heart. And these guys flew in, one from Washington State. Yes, Rod, you flew in from Dallas, Texas to be in studio with us, so we cannot thank you enough. I'm going to start with you, Rod. CF Vests Worldwide. What is this?
Sure. CF Vests Worldwide is a mission we have with Josh here. We distribute therapy vests to CF patients all over the world. Right now, we've been in existence since June of 2020, and we've distributed 160 vests to CF patients in 42 countries.
You've got cystic fibrosis as well?
I do. I have cystic fibrosis, and I had a double lung and liver transplant about 5 years ago.
Joshua, what is your story? Because you have another CF connection. Yeah. CF is the, acronym for cystic fibrosis?
Yeah, my daughter was born in 2019 with cystic fibrosis.
How old is she now?
She is almost 4 years old.
Almost 4. How's she doing?
4. She's doing well. She's doing really good.
Now that's thanks to advancements in medication. That's thanks to vests. These vests, and let's talk more about what vests are. Whoever wants to take that question.
Sure. Vests, before vests, back in the day, as they might say, as my mom did, it replaces manual percussion, which would cup the chest to just loosen the mucus. The vest is a substitute in that it's a vest, a fabric vest, hooked up via 2 hoses to an air compressor. Put the vest on, it shakes you, it loosens the mucus, and enables you to expel it.
And the beauty of these vests is that in a third world country, they're not available. My daughter was actually born in Thailand and wasn't able to get a vest because they're only available in the US. And so we would have to hold her down, and I would beat on her chest like this for 15, 20, 30 minutes at a time. And then we would have to hold her down and stick a tube down her throat and do suction on her as well. And I got involved in this because I got a hold of Rod, and I got a vest from him, and our quality of life just went through the roof when we got these vests. We went from my arm would get tired. I would beat my daughter so hard, and
in a good way.
Yeah, a medically approved way. And my arm would hurt, and I'd get like tendonitis in my elbow and all this kind of stuff. And actually getting this vest, it improved our quality of life because we didn't have to do that anymore. She could just sit there and watch videos and do her percussion. And then we didn't have to do suction anymore, which was just amazing to be able to stop that.
Now, throughout the world, there's about 70,000 people, technically, with cystic fibrosis. There's 30,000 here in the United States. But in these really third world countries especially, like you said, there's just not the advancement in treatments.
Yeah. I kind of like to think about it as medical deserts, these countries where we help. Say, are the countries we help the most are Brazil, Pakistan, Romania, Kosovo, and of course they don't have the medical expertise they have in the US. So it's essentially a medical desert. And they don't know how to treat CF, which is where we hope the vests come in when we donate those.
Now, Rod, talk a little bit about some success stories from some of your clients, I guess. What would your patients? Sure.
Let me think. We've so many of them. One of them, he's one of the first vest recipients we had. Gautam is his name. He's from India. When we got a hold of him, we found out about him. He was not doing well. He has CF, of course, and in India they don't have the care. At some point we got the vest to him and he was fine. But then the time of COVID came along. The first COVID wave hit and he was okay. Before the second COVID wave, we sent him an oxygen concentrator because his oxygen stats were low. Just after we sent it to him, there was an oxygen shortage in India. If we had not sent that to him, he would have been out of luck. The hospitals didn't have oxygen. He would have had to have a metal tube and he would have had to have a hard time filling that up. But the success story is he's a genius. He works for a mobile phone company in India. It's a US-based mobile phone company. They recognized how he needed healthcare in the US to survive. They transferred him from his job in India to his same job in the US with the same company. So he now lives in the US and he can get the same care every US citizen does with CF.
You know, I've actually had the pleasure to deliver vests myself to the people because I myself don't have cystic fibrosis. And there was a mom of an 8-year-old girl that I brought a vest to. And to hear her story, it was so sad to me because she was a single mom and she would have to get on top of her daughter and be on top of her and, you know, hit her on the chest like this. And then she would have to get even more on top of her and hold her head like this and do suction like this all by herself. And you know, this is a process that takes more than an hour. You know, you're lucky if you can get it under 2 hours with all of the treatments that have to be done with cystic fibrosis, and you have to do it 3 to 4 times a day. So you can just imagine how great these vests are at improving quality of life and improving just your whole life. They do percussion in ways that, you know, we usually don't do when we do it on our kids, and they do it longer, they do it harder, they do it faster. And so these things, they give you more days, they give you more freedom in your days, and they improve your quality of life a millionfold.
Rod, great to meet you in person.
Pleasure.
Josh, great to meet you in person.
Nice to meet you
I hope
too.
to meet your daughter one day.
Probably not, but
Yeah,
we'll see.
all the way. Well, I'll have to fly to Thailand.
Yeah.
Then we'll do an on-site interview.
That
We'll
sounds
work on
great. Do it.
Josh, thank you. Rod, thank you again. Appreciate it. You guys are amazing. And donate today. Help in any way that you can. I'm Austin Reed. We'll be right back.